My passion for fitness started in 2008. Boy, does time fly. When I joined Ultimate CrossFit in Charlotte, North Carolina. While joining CrossFit, I discovered what I like to call my inner athlete. I found myself wanting to be more competitive and push myself to the next level. Fast forward to 2013, I found myself in the middle of my yes year when I was yearning for something different, something new and impactful. That feeling, that urge, eventually led me to my pursuit of becoming a bodybuilder. The bodybuilding training pushed me harder and further than I could have ever imagined and led me to compete in my first show in June 2014. It was after my very first competition I realized I could take competing to another level. And really be an impact to other people following my journey and transformation through the sport. I eventually competed in 3 more regional shows, placing top 4 in my class, which allowed me to become nationally qualified and compete in my very first national show. It was during these competitions collectively, it confirmed my passion of not only wanting to change my life, but helping and inspiring others to find their inner athlete. I always find myself constantly talking about fitness, health and wellness, fitness tips, bodybuilding, to those close to me and even acquaintances. The more I talk about it, the more it excites me and the more that it solidifies my gifts in life. And that's not only competing, but more so motivating others to individually transform their lives and become a better version of themselves. Fitness is not just about your size or your strength. To me, it's about faith, it's about courage, it's about strength, it's about perseverance, it's dedication, it's commitment, and quite frankly, it's a lifestyle. It's finding different ways and methods to individually transform yourself and ultimately become the best version of you. Trust me when I say this, fitness will change your life.
All right, welcome. How's everybody doing? Welcome to another segment of Bar Talk. I'm your host, Dr. Samori Swygert, and I am here with the lovely, beautiful,
Making me blush.
strong, yeah, you should blush, go ahead. Miss Akilah Stevens. She's also a Hampton University Pirate.
HU
in the house. All right.
Spot.
Yes. So the topic today, we'll be discussing women's fitness, nutrition,
Yes.
and also going through some of the mental, the spiritual, the emotional journeys and voyages that people have to voyage through when they get to that level of fitness that she's achieved. So I'm not going to talk too much. I'm just going to let you know that today is February 5th. It is 36 degrees in the nation's capital.
Snow.
No snow.
I know.
A little earlier than some flurries. I know New York City got
over
some.
the snow. I don't want to see a blizzard. Blizzard gone, done. No more snow.
But she was deadlifting like the shovel with like 40, 50 pounds.
I was doing that.
But let me stop talking. I'm going to well, first of all, where are you from, Akilah?
I am from Pikesville, Maryland. So raised in Pikesville, Maryland. Was born in like Newport News, Virginia for like a day. But I was raised in Pikesville, Maryland. So that's where family's from. That's where I was raised. That's where I spent my childhood and my adolescent years. So Pikesville, Maryland. I know. And now, I'm in Bowie now. So, but yeah.
Doing big things. Big things. I told a lot of people about today's segment, and the women were they're all ears.
Yeah.
They a lot of women really want to get into fitness. They want to go through this transition. They want to change. They want to transform themselves.
Right.
And I think it's good.
Yeah.
We were discussing upstairs. We actually had a conversation upstairs.
Yeah.
Where we look at today's society, where we see a high prevalence and incidence of diabetes, hypertension, strokes, and it's like a lot of this stuff is, you can prevent it.
Right.
You know, we can intervene just with our own behavior, our own, you know, activities.
Right.
So I'm not even going to go that much further. You know,
Right.
there's some photos you're going to see that really accent
Yeah.
where you've arrived.
Right.
But before we get to that,
Mm-hmm.
when you see these photos, you're like, wow, you know, this is stunning. She's fit. She's definitely doing her thing.
Right.
But every person has their own journey and their own
Absolutely.
struggles. And I'm not going to even blow out the candles in your cake. I'm kind of going to let you, so people understand.
Right.
what's
I
going
will
on.
blow out the own
Yeah.
candles on my cake.
Mhm.
But like you said, when it comes to fitness and nutrition, you know, you want to take preventive measures as opposed to reactive. You don't want to wait until something happens drastically in your life in order to make that change. Unfortunately, some people do that. And that's okay too. But in regards to my journey, it's definitely been a process, to say the least. I have my daily struggles and challenges like most people. And, you know, I think that's why some people definitely struggle with fitness and getting to the gym or doing some type of physical activity because they have that fear or that self-doubt. But for me, mentally and just from a health perspective, fitness has definitely changed my life. Just to give everyone some insight, this time last year, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and that was a game changer for me.
A big game changer.
A game changer.
It's
I
like
mean,
altering.
I thought honestly I was doing the right things, eating right. You know, I definitely lived a very healthy life, and it just goes to show you that life is very unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
You never know what's going to happen. When I got my diagnosis with MS, and I won't go into a lot of details as it relates to MS, but with MS, it's an autoimmune disease. So they have to eliminate everything in order for them to even come up with that diagnosis.
Right.
So I remember vividly last year, I was literally numb from the waist down. And it was a gradual numbness. It's funny because I remember calling a girlfriend of mine saying, oh, you know, I'm going to go to the gym, just try to walk it off or run it off and see if this numbness will go away. And it didn't. It got progressively worse. So luckily with me, I listened to my body. So I'm just like, okay, this is serious. I need to go to the doctors. So I was rushed to the emergency room and to the hospital, and was literally in the hospital for almost a week. I was at the hospital for a week. They ran their tests, and they came back with a diagnosis of MS.
Wow.
So, so like I said, that was definitely last year, beginning of last year.
Yeah.
It changed my life. It definitely changed my life. It made me kind of reevaluate just health and fitness overall. What I was putting into my body, supplements, just even my workout plans as well. I mean, it was definitely, it gave me probably more of a push from a fitness and health perspective to really be more cognizant of my health overall and the food that I'm putting into my body. So I'm very particular now with everything as it relates to vitamins and supplements, and I just don't take anything. Like, you know, people can say take this, take that, but for me, I don't take everything at face value anymore. I read a lot and I do a lot of research. So so I say that to say with having MS, I think, you know, when that happened, I could have had a couple of different approaches, right? I could have been like, okay, why me? Why MS? Why did this happen to me? Let me just kind of pull back from working out and you know, relax. And I did. I did take some time off, but I didn't give up.
Or if you don't mind if I interject.
Sure.
Wow, that's something else. Not even stopping your workout routine. That just speaks to your tenacity.
Right.
Many people, given such a devastating diagnosis at that point in life, may think about even committing suicide.
Very true.
Because a lot of times you never know a person's level of coping.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So I definitely give you some kudos for that.
No, and I appreciate that. I mean, it definitely, there was some time where I kind of went into that denial phase, like I don't have MS, but then I had to look at it and say everyone deals with different situations, right?
Correct.
Everyone's dealt a different deck of cards in life.
Right.
So I have to look at all of my blessings collectively in life and not just focus on this one thing. I always feel like when something negative, if you view it negatively, there's always a positive.
Right. The yin and yang.
Yeah, the yin and yang. Exactly. Exactly. So luckily my faith is strong, my spirit is strong. So that didn't break me. Of course I had, my moments, but like I say, even with fitness, you'll have your moments of discouragement and saying that, I can't do this, but don't get into that moment. Don't let that moment control you.
Right.
Step outside of that moment and really believe in yourself and say, I can do this.
Right.
I'm strong. You're definitely stronger than what you probably even think.
Can imagine.
Yeah, I can imagine.
With that said, I kind of jotted down some words. I jotted down 5 words to kind of describe your character. And that was determined, persistent,
right,
dedicated, committed, and resilient.
Right.
And I never even knew the extent of what you just disclosed to the audience.
Yeah.
But it really underscores those 5 words just now.
Yeah.
Wow. You mind getting to some questions?
Sure. Let's jump into it.
All right. Well, let's start off with this one. This is something that, a lot of people probably just want to know.
Right.
And it's this. How and when did you get into bodybuilding, and what was your initial goal?
So it's an interesting story. So bodybuilding. So when I moved back to the DC area in 2012, I was looking for something different. I did CrossFit for several years, and I wanted to do something different. So that's when I joined Gold's Gym in Largo, Maryland, and I was introduced to my current trainer now, Anwar Galladay. He's a trainer for MyoFlex Fit Solutions. And he was the first person that introduced me to the bodybuilding world.
Okay.
He was a competitor himself, and a majority of his clientele were competitors. So I just overheard all these conversations. I'm like, who are these crazy people? I guess I'm a crazy person now too, but I'm like, who are all these crazy people talking about meal plans and competition prep and measuring their food, and I need a scale for this? And so I heard all these conversations, and I was just like, it sparked my interest naturally. Okay. So I talked to him about just bodybuilding in general, and maybe potentially competing in my first show. And he was like, go to your very first bodybuilding show and see what it's about. Because it was
so
completely...
you went as somebody to just kind of like
view.
I
was a spectator.
Okay,
I was a spectater. I
Right.
went to the Baltimore Gladiator Championship in Baltimore, Maryland.
All right. Shout out
in
to
March,
Baltimore.
in March 2014, and I went to my first show. And after that very first show, I was impressed. I was like, these individuals, these athletes, well, they're athletes, they're competitors, are putting themselves through an extreme period of time to prepare their bodies to look a certain way and present that across the stage and get judged. I mean, it takes a strong person to stand in front of a lot of people to get judged. And what you think might look good might not necessarily be what the judges, think look good. So I was convinced after the first show to make a goal to compete in my very first show, and that was in June of 2014. So that was my initial goal. I thought honestly I was going to do one show and be done, because I wanted to kind of push myself, set a challenge for myself to see what this competition prep is. It's an extreme measure of your mental state,
Yes.
your physical state,
Yes.
and your emotional state to make the sacrifices to actually put yourself through a 3-month
Grueling process.
process. You're making a lot of sacrifices.
Right.
So I was willing to do that, and that was my very first goal.
That brings about another question that I kind of want to talk about. Let's do this one.
Okay.
Describe, because people want to get into fitness, they want to change their life, they want to change their body structure.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes when they get ready to go to the gym or say, I'm committed, or
Right.
or what just happened is New Year's. I'm going to get into
that
this.
New Year's resolution.
Right.
I know.
But then there's this inner conversation they have themselves. And then they arrive at the gym and they see all these people that have been, rocked up.
Yep.
Well, just
I
whatever
see those
case
people
may-
all the time.
But then it's like they fall short, or they convince themselves otherwise
Right.
that they're not going to do it. So describe your personal initial fears and insecurities or self-doubt that you had to, surmount.
Yeah. I think honestly for me, my initial fear was I was going to work out to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
So I think initially I had the fear like, oh, am I going to lose the amount of weight that I haven't set in my mind?
Mm-hmm.
So that was my initial fear. But once I kind of moved past that, and that's why I say like fitness and health and nutrition is very much so your mental and emotional clarity. That needs to be intact. Because if it's not, then you'll definitely start second guessing yourself.
Right.
But for me, it was, having that doubt of not that initial fear of not being able to lose the weight that I wanted to. But for me, it was surrounding myself with positive people that would motivate and inspire me. Like,
Gotcha.
yeah, I might have had that doubt, that initial fear, but I was surrounded by so many people, and you'll be amazed, even if you go to the gym or run the track, people that you meet that can motivate and inspire you to get to that next level. So that's why I say your support system
Yes.
is very big on who you surround yourself with.
Right.
If you're surrounding yourself with negative people, you're going to have probably
Negative outcomes.
negative outcomes, right?
Right.
So you need to change your circle. Luckily, I'm surrounded by people that motivate and inspire me every day. Like that's why that's me personally. That's why I go to the gym that I go to. There's a certain level of energy that I get from the gym from the individuals that go there to work out. So when I see people come in for like your New Year's resolutioners, I don't knock that, because to me that shows a level of effort. Someone taking that initial step.
That's true.
To go to the gym and say, hey, I want to better myself. I want to get in shape just like everybody else. So when I see those individuals, yeah, the gym might be crowded. Yeah, I might not be able to get on a cardio machine, but I'm very happy and proud to see those individuals taking that first step, because I was in their shoes.
Right.
I was that individual at one point in my life that had to take that first step. And I think a lot of times people forget that.
Very true. And with that said, that brings me to another question. Speak about, a lot of people have unrealistic expectations. And what I mean by that is
Very
this.
true.
We live in a very fast-paced society where there is, we think about, you got 1 minute quick grits and, 2 minute oatmeal and, microwave, and everything is instant, fast. And so with that brings about this instant gratification, this immediate results, this sense of impatience.
Right.
But for you to arrive to this paragon of fitness that you have worked up.
Jeez.
No,
I know.
no. See,
I know.
people, I've seen the photos. Trust me, I understand. It takes time. So
Yeah, it
can you
does.
just speak on that?
It definitely, it takes time. I always say it's it's a process. It's even still a process with me. But the reality is once you take that first step, is to stay committed to that first step. It's taking that first step. I always say the hardest part is committing and just taking that step to get to that next level. But it takes time. It's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. Everyone thinks that. It's funny because I hear a lot of times people say, "Oh, I want to lose 20 pounds in 3 months," or whatever the case. I'm not saying that's unrealistic. I'm not saying that it's unrealistic because it's not.
Right.
But your life will change drastically.
There you go.
Right? So your eating habits will change. Everything needs to be on point from what you put in your mouth. They say you are what you eat.
Yes.
Right? So I know for me personally, I don't eat for taste. I eat for results.
Okay.
For fuel.
Yes.
You know, but you have to make it a lifestyle change. You have to be committed to your goal and your health and making yourself a priority. Stop making everything else a priority. I think that's a lot of times people get busy and they focus their energy and their efforts to certain things, rightfully so, you know, rightfully so. But everyone needs that, whether it's 30 minutes, whether it's 60 minutes, even 15 minutes. Just move around and do something, be active.
Mobile,
yeah,
yes.
right. So I always say it's baby steps. Trust the process. Trust the process. Don't rush it.
Right.
Don't rush it. You have to wait for it. I mean, I still look at my body on a day-to-day basis, and I see the changes visually because I commit, but I'm still not where I want to be. And like when you make it, like when you say like, oh, I don't need to improve or I don't need to do better, like that's just ridiculous. You have to constantly improve and constantly want to be better. There's never any such thing as I'm finished. I'm done.
Right,
I'm done. I'm done working.
No, it doesn't make any sense. It's almost, I don't want to say it, but it's almost foolish because even if you look at most professions that we look at now, whether you're in the medical profession, the law profession, they have what's called continuing education credit.
Absolutely.
So you're steadily improving.
Steadily improving.
Yeah.
But it is a process. But you have to build that trust
right.
in yourself and believe in yourself. And I always say it's what's in the inside first. It starts with the inside. Before you have to work on your inside before your outside can transform. Now,
speaking of insides, and I'm gonna take it from a different angle. Now, my father died when I was 6.5, 7 years old. He had complications from diabetes and hypertension. He also had sarcoidosis.
Sorry to hear that.
No problems. I appreciate it. I understand the importance of being a healthy parent, so you can see it through all the way to the end, that you're there with your child through the most memorable moments of their growth process and through the years. You know, you want to see your grandbabies and everything. You want to see your lineage, your heritage. With that, a lot of this stuff is preventable. When I think about the diabetes and hypertension, as somebody that is in fitness, and not even talking about the bodybuilding aspect, but in fitness, what are some things that you think, and particularly women too, that we can look out for, or women can look out for as fiancés, husbands, boyfriends, things that we can look out for that's like, look, you know, how much water should we be drinking? What type of food should we kind of be consuming? What supplements and stuff like that? Can you expound on that?
Yeah, sure. I say, and this is just my personal opinion, I will disclaim I'm not a nutritionist, but I have learned a lot over my years of just being in health and wellness and fitness. Everything comes in moderation. Right. So it's about making the right food choices, right? So like what I do for bodybuilding is a bit extreme, but for someone that's just wanting to get fit, I will say, you know, it's about incorporating a lot of protein, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit, fiber, like really looking at labels. I think a lot of times people go into the grocery store and just start buying stuff, throwing it in the, you've seen this, right? Yeah. Throwing it in the cart. I mean, I've been one of those people. I'm not, I can't even sit up here and say that I have not been this person that I'm just like, oh, I want Captain Crunch, but not looking. I know. I like to eat.
I was a Captain Crunch sucker.
I know.
I was like, oh,
yeah, right. Captain Crunch. I know there's people that are watching. I know there's some Captain Crunch lovers out there.
Big spoon on
right.
the
I know.
morning.
Right. They're probably eating it right now. I know. Joking. But no, it's actually looking at the labels.
Right.
Sugar is a big thing. I say that, and if that's one thing that you want to focus on cutting first.
Yes.
Is sugar. Alcohol has a lot of sugar.
No, go ahead.
Alcohol has a lot of sugar.
Yes.
Cereal has a lot of sugar. So if you want to figure out how you can prioritize certain things in regards to losing weight and changing up how you eat, I will say focus on sugar.
Okay.
First and foremost. Cut that. I'm not saying cut it out completely.
Because you need sugar.
You do need sugar.
But a lot of stuff is
it's in
excess,
moderation.
right?
Yeah, I think people take it, like a Coca-Cola, like a bottle of Coke. Have you actually turned around and looked?
Yo, it's like, what, like 45
Yeah, it's like
grams?
45 grams for like one can of soda.
And I'm going to pause you real quick. People, listen, I tell people all the time. Understand, a gram, when you go and you see them sugar packets, that's 1 gram. That's 1 gram. So when they say 54 grams, 40, that's like 45 packs.
That's
I'm not laughing.
That's very true.
I'm not laughing. That's like 45 packs of sugar.
Yeah, it is.
Go ahead.
It is. And sugar is always stored as fat. So I say it's easy to gain weight. It is hard to lose it.
Yes.
So if you want to just be more mindful of just the things that you're putting into your body, like I said, everything in moderation. I'm not saying, go into your cabinets right now and start throwing away the Oreos. That might be a start. I like Oreos. So for me, I don't keep any Oreos in the house. I know I am a sugar freak. I am. I like sugar. But I know that's
make sure you earn that taste.
But you have to know what your weaknesses are, and that's a weakness of mine. So I choose not to have any sugar-y products in the house. So just I will say for those that are listening, just be mindful of the food choices. I mean, it's a lifestyle change. So with the lifestyle change, your eating habits need to change, and I think that was for me. That was the biggest struggle in regards to my transformation was being more mindful of my food choices and even the portion sizes too. Because what I thought was 6 ounces, like mentally, like, looking at a 6-ounce piece of chicken, well, in my mind, what I thought was 6 ounces wasn't 6 ounces. You can't do the visual check. Because a lot of times when you're doing the visual check, say, oh, that's 6 ounces. Oh, that's 12 ounces. Once you actually take that piece of meat and weigh it and put it on a food scale, it's usually a lot bigger than what you have mentally in your head. So, food scales
food scales. Remember, food scales is very important.
Yeah, and you can get a reasonably priced food scale from Walmart or Target. So you don't have to spend a lot of money, but it's something good to have in the house so you can really see how much you're putting into your body.
Right.
Yeah.
That's nutritional discipline. The other thing I think that's important is that people need to understand that as people are so quick to say, I want to drop 20 pounds in 3 months.
Right.
You have an accumulation of weight over a lifetime where
That's
you
true.
were not this person. You didn't have that
That's
attitude
true.
before. You would, ingesting stuff recklessly
That's true.
over
That's true.
years.
Right.
And then you expect to correct this stuff in 3 months.
Right. No, that's true. It's it's baby steps. And like you said, it goes back to just some people just having unrealistic expectations.
Right.
I think once you start viewing fitness as, and even health as a lifestyle change, you'll know that if it's a lifestyle change, there's no like end goal. Like, okay, like, yeah, I might want to lose 20 pounds, but if the 20 pounds doesn't happen within 3 months, that's fine. I know that I have a committed lifestyle change to losing this weight, and you shouldn't get down on yourself or get disappointed if you don't lose that amount of weight within 3 months.
Right.
Because naturally, average person, I know I'm just being real.
No, keep it real.
I'm being real.
So people can understand.
I'm being real. On average, the healthy way, on average, if you're doing everything right over in the course of a week, the weight drop within that week in regards to pounds is usually about a half a pound to 2 pounds at the most.
Great.
You know, so you have to be.
No. You have no idea.
You have
how
to be
important
realistic.
that is.
People
That
think they're
is
going to
very
lose 5
important.
pounds in like a week, and okay, if someone wants to counter that, they can say, "Oh, well, there's detoxes. There's teas, there's wraps. You know, I can go on a detox and not eat for a week." But that's not the healthy approach. I'm talking about sustainable measures, not temporary. Because when you do, you know, to each his own, but when you do like cleanses or detox teas, it's a temporary fix.
I want to even take it even a level deeper, and it's going to segue into like another set of questions that I was going to ask, so I can probably kind of mesh them together and integrate them. Is that this quick fix mentality?
It's society.
It's toxic and it's dangerous because
Very much
this
so.
is where people get into like anorexia, you know, bulimia, that type of stuff.
It's very serious.
And I'm going to infuse it with this next question I had on the itinerary, is that people, when you go to the gym, if I go to LA Fitness,
Right.
I've heard conversations, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is, you know,
You've heard.
Now, I've been a slim guy, you know, say whatever. I don't eat meat. You know, I just started. I'm going on 2 years now. But I hear guys talking about, I've heard 2 conversations. Let me not make it sound like it's a real plural thing. But I've heard 2 conversations where people talking about like steroids and stuff like that.
Oh, boy.
Can you talk about that and like, you know, bodybuilding and just, you know.
Yeah. So I will say it's a touchy subject, and to each his own when it comes to steroids. I will say that there's definitely side effects that relates to significant side effects that relates to steroids, but at the same time, I can also recognize the allure that comes with wanting to take steroids. So I'm not here to knock anybody for doing what they may do, because I do feel like individuals that do decide to take steroids, they're already aware of the side effects, right? So they're taking that risk and saying, hey, this is what I want.
Forget the risk.
Yeah,
I
forget
want
the
the
risk.
now.
Yeah, I want the now. They want that instant gratification. And realistically speaking, as it relates to bodybuilding, and competing on a professional level, realistically, most of the individuals that compete on a professional level are taking steroids. I mean, a lot of times the pros will admit that too. The bodybuilding business is an industry to make money, right? So you have to recognize what fans are coming there to see, what they're paying money for. So what are fans paying money for? A lot of fans are paying money to see these amazing physiques being displayed across stage. With you know, it's and a lot of sponsors are paying for that as well. So you know, I don't take steroids. I'm a natural bodybuilder.
Kudos. Kudos. I like that.
Right.
I like that a lot.
I'm a natural.
Look at that.
Right.
Oh, guys.
Yeah.
Ooh, better than Purdue. I'm messing with you. Go ahead.
But no, I'm a natural bodybuilder. So, but it's the reality. It is what it is. I mean, we live in a society. There's an industry that with bodybuilding where steroids do exists, and there are individuals that decide to take steroids. Now, with taking steroids, I mean, there are different side effects from an enlarged heart,
cancer,
to cardiovascular
disease, yes.
Sodium retention, palpitations, depression. You can have these different side effects.
It reads like a drug industry commercial.
Right. Right. But, there's definitely different side effects. Some people may have the extreme. Some people may have the moderate. I guess it just really depends on how often or how frequently, dosage-wise, you do the steroids. But, I mean, taking steroids, there definitely comes a risk with that. I mean, me personally, I don't do it. I'm just not willing to take that risk with my health. Regardless, I mean, I don't compete professionally because I don't have my pro card. I'm still competing at an amateur, what they like to call at an amateur level.
Okay.
But when I do get my pro card and when I do start competing professionally, I mean, it is what it is. I will not be that individual that will take steroids just to get a certain placement. For me, that's not what it's about.
I also want to make something else clear too, because as we talk about nation building and stuff like that,
right?
Even if you are thinking about it, and we're talking about women's fitness,
right?
Why even risk your feminine reproductive capacity? I believe they call it fecundity. Mm-hmm. You take these supplements and drugs, and you never know if this stuff may lead to sterility or ovarian cancer,
right.
uterine cancer.
It's some major health risks that come with taking steroids, and again, to each his own. I'm not willing to take that risk. It's good. It's just
good.
That's
I
just
like
not
that.
Me.
Nancy Reagan,
right.
Say no.
Just say no. Where's my campaign banner? I know, right?
I like that. I want to hit you with this one.
Okay.
Now we have some women tuned in. We have some men tuned in. We have couples tuned in.
Fellas.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But no. Let's talk about how you think fitness impacts intimacy and relationships. What's your take on that? If your parents want to turn
Dad, are you listening? I know you're listening.
You can turn it off. Just
log off right now.
But no, seriously.
No. All jokes aside, it's very important. There's definitely a connection that relates to kind of how you look. I mean, let's be real. I mean, when you look good, you feel good.
Yeah.
You look good, you feel good.
And you want to... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
When you look good, you feel good. You have to make yourself, males and females, make yourself a priority. Because once you make that, once you make it a priority to want to get in the gym or do whatever type of physical activity to kind of change your appearance naturally, that will trickle down to the intimacy and the romance in your relationship. And then if you find a partner or a spouse that is joining your journey, that's even better.
Yes.
You can motivate and inspire each other to lose the weight or whatever your fitness goals may be. You have that accountability.
Right.
And that's what's important. I do know that men are very visual,
yeah.
very visual creatures.
Yeah, we are. Yes, we are.
So I think you guys take a certain level of pride, and you can respect
aesthetic
someone,
appeal.
Yeah, aesthetic appeal. So a female that naturally is taking care of their body and making that a priority for themselves. So I say all this to say, you want to maintain your sexy. You do. Very you want to have a certain level of sex appeal, males and females. I'm not just talking to the ladies, because males, men, you have to get in the gym too. It does go. It's just not the females. It goes both ways.
It goes both ways. I agree.
So it's good if you have a partnership or if you're dating someone that can kind of give you that extra push to get in the gym and change physically, because it does. When I ended that video clip segment and I said fitness will change your life,
Yes.
I meant that across the board in all aspects of your life, mentally, physically, romantically. You will have a certain level of confidence and exude that when you feel good on the outside and the inside.
On the inside, that's correct. Let me ask you this question now. Now, I want to make sure I specifically target this, because we have people that are tuned in as, Listen Vision. We go across the country and globally.
Yeah.
So we got people watching from different countries and across the nation. And with that, we have a diverse population, a diverse demographic of women that have concerns. So with that, we have women that are mothers, that are elderly.
Yep.
You have women that have had kids and are postpartum. They may not necessarily be satisfied with their postpartum physique.
Right.
Do you have anything that you can kind of, some tips or trade secrets that they can kind of, whether it's like, even for the elderly, if they just kind of want to get a little 5-pound weight and do their thing, or you have somebody, a young lady, speak on it.
No, definitely. There's definitely things that you can keep it really simple, but it will have the same effect. And I think we've talked about this before.
Yes.
That you don't have to go to the gym to work out. I just want to make that very, very clear. You do not have to go to the gym to get any type of physical activity. That's just my preference.
Okay.
So you can do things at home. I say for mothers, busy moms that aren't able to get to the gym,
please speak
maybe have some resistant bands at the house. Resistant bands you can get from Target, Walmart. I think they even have it at CVS or your local convenience store. But resistant bands are good to have in the house, because if you don't have weights, or if you don't even have the money to spend on having certain weights and different levels of dumbbells at the house, resistant bands always work. You can do bicep curls, you can do squats.
Squats, yes.
With resistant bands, so those are good. And even if you don't have resistant bands, if you don't want to go purchase resistant bands, you can do a lot of in-home exercises like squats. I always say squats will change. Squats will change your life too.
I think fellas know when a woman does squats.
I'm seriously. I mean, I'm joking right now, but I'm being serious too.
I'm not joking. Go ahead.
You can squat while you're brushing your teeth. If you have, I'm just random,
no, seriously, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Squat while you're brushing your teeth. If you're holding the baby, if you just had a baby,
that's a weight right there too.
That's a weight right there. I mean, there's a lot of workout videos with moms holding their baby, utilizing the baby as a weight, and doing different exercises. You can hold the baby doing different crunches. Abs.
Yeah, seriously. Right.
It works the abdominal area. Hold the baby, squat down. You have to be
shoulder exercise.
Right. Shoulder up. Yeah. Seriously. Shoulder press.
Right.
Shoulder press the baby.
Real talk.
But you have to get creative. If you're not able to get to the gym, get creative. There's whether you do, like I said, squats, lunges, crunches, push-ups is another one. If you can't do a full push-up, then do the modified version, where you have your knees on the ground and then you're pushing down. So you have to get creative, ladies and men, when you're not able to make it to the gym. But there are different methods. Just take it slow. And even with like ab exercises, outside of crunches, like if you have a 9 to 5 and you're sitting at the desk, 9 to 5 and not really moving around as much as you want to.
Okay.
Contract your ab muscles. Like hold your ab muscles in, contract it, hold it for 30 seconds, release, and then contract again. That works the abdominal area too. Simple,
Right.
but it works. It's
Right.
effective if you do that consistently.
I like that. I definitely like that.
Yeah.
Seriously, 'cause I don't think people really think about that.
Right.
You know, people like, I'll go to work, I'll do my thing.
Right.
You know, some people, rather than contracting at the desk, people,
Right.
They'll eat their lunch at the desk.
Right.
So it's kind of like, I'm putting on calories, but I'm really not going to
Right.
put it off.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's different things you can get creative. Even if you're on the subway, you see that rail on the subway, you just start doing pull-ups. I'm joking, but
no. If you're
just-
serious,
if
you're serious,
if you're
about
serious,
fitness.
if you're serious about
If that's the
your
only time
fitness.
you can get it in, get it in.
That's true.
You
That's
know?
very true. So, you definitely just have to get creative and just think of different things outside of the box to focus on, the fitness aspect.
Right. Dope. I really like that. Wow, we've been knocking out some good questions and stuff. Okay, I have a question for you. Can you describe how your lifestyle change and physical metamorphosis, how has it impacted your self-confidence, social interactions, emotions, and psychological state, and even dating?
Yeah.
So social interactions, dating,
Right.
emotions, self-confidence, social interactions, just, however it appeals to you.
Right. So I will say that it has just made me a better person. Overall, it has just made me a better person. Fitness in general has just boosted my confidence. Not saying that I wasn't a confident person, but I think there's a certain level of confidence that does come with fitness and being in shape.
Definitely.
So it has completely changed the way I am and how I interact with individuals that are wanting to get in shape. A lot of times people come to me asking me for advice on how they can change. So I'm very confident in my ability to help motivate and inspire others. But fitness overall, it's allowed me to, even spiritually, it's allowed me to really have more of a positive mindset. I'm very strong in my faith. Whatever you believe in something.
Right.
There's always a source for something. And I'm just a resource. I always say I'm a vessel to provide this information or this knowledge to individuals that are looking to change their life. So having a positive mindset, having that mental and emotional clarity, that's what fitness does for me. Like when I go to the gym, for me, I'm serious when I do my cardio. Everyone knows that. It provides, I put my headphones on, I zone out, I enjoy listening to music. That's what helps me get through my cardio workouts. I always hear people say, like, I hate doing cardio. Like, you have to find fun ways of doing cardio. But that's my one place where I can go where no one's telling me what to do, unless I'm training with my trainer that day. But but that's my one place to go to zone out.
Right.
So it provides me, when I walk away from the gym or doing some type of physical activity, I have a certain clarity, a mental clarity, where I'm just like, maybe it was a little bit of a drag. Maybe I was tired going into the gym. But after I got my workout knocked out, I felt great.
Right.
I felt great. So for me, it provides definitely more of a positive mind state. And I really try my best to remain positive. Like I'm a very hopeful person. So a lot of people will say that about, like, I'm always, regardless of whatever the situation is, I'm always seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I'm always the one that's always saying, well, don't lose hope, because once you lose your hope and your faith, you become a bitter person.
Yeah, you
You do.
internalize that there's no reason to persist.
Right. And for me, I have too many goals and too much life to live to be bitter. So I choose to seek the positive and surround myself by positivity and go to the gym and work out for my mental clarity. And while it's also helping mental clarity, it's also helping my health at the same time.
That's
too.
Right. That's right. It's funny as you say that, because we were discussing upstairs that, good fitness and dedication to fitness it's your own health insurance policy.
Yeah,
You know, like
that's
you,
true.
you are proactively intervening in reducing cholesterol,
Yeah.
reducing your risk of hypertension, diabetes,
Right.
stroke,
Right.
cancer, a lot of things.
Right.
And I don't even think that we even touched the surface. I'm going to reserve another segment.
Yeah.
We're going to do a follow. We're going to do a part 2.
Okay.
And
I like that.
We're really going to get into the nitty gritty
Yeah.
of this because I think you kind of touched on some things.
Yeah.
That people want. And with that, I kind of do want to say that you're so the bench pressing, deadlifting, woo, squatting, back rowing,
Right.
dipping, son of a gun, and you're having a hard time putting those free weights down.
I am.
Now let me get 2 claps in the Ric Flair. Woo! But as we get ready to close out, is there anything on your mind? Because we kind of fuse some questions
Right.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What are some things that I have a good question for you.
Right.
I always like to close this out with this. What would you tell 16-year-old Akilah Stevens as a grown woman now?
To stay 16, so you don't have to pay pills.
It's American
No,
society.
I know, right? But no, seriously, all jokes aside, I would say don't give up, right? And life is unpredictable.
That's true.
Life is very unpredictable. So whatever happens in life, you have to deal with those moments head on. If life knocks you down, get back up.
Right.
But don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. There's a lot of people that are out there in this world that have already given up on you, right? So outside of people that have given up on you or might see you or might have something bad or mean to say or whatever the case is, there's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of bad people in this world. So not giving up on yourself. That's first and foremost, because if you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to believe in you?
You, right.
So that would be my biggest advice that I would give to my 16-year-old self, that I wish I was still 16.
Sweet 16.
Why do I have to be an adult today? But but seriously, don't give up. Like, make yourself a priority. Believe in yourself and make it happen. Be determined and stick to it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Miss Akilah Stevens.
Thank you.
right.
Thank you.
All right. It's
Thank
been
you.
a
No,
pleasure.
it's definitely been great. So, if anybody has any advice.
Hey,
or,
how can they reach you real quick? I know you have an Instagram or your Facebook. What's that?
right. So, my Instagram is open if people want to follow me. It's Ki, the number 2, the letter B, fit, FIT. Key to be fit.
Say it one more time.
Ki, the number 2, the letter B, fit, FIT. Key to be fit.
Make sure y'all check that out.
Check it out.
Because she put some little videos up there where she's the good girl, bad girl video.
Yeah, good girl, bad girl. There's,
Love it.
But definitely follow me. There's definitely a lot of positivity on that page. So if you're in a position where you're doubting yourself or don't think you can do it, check out my page, because I believe in you. You might not believe in yourself, but I believe in you.
Right. Make sure y'all hit her up. And I know that she wants to DJ Freeze, do we have we got, like 30 seconds, 20 seconds?
Yeah, 30, 20.
20 seconds.
20
What's
seconds.
your ultimate goal?
Yeah, ultimate goal. I can say it real quick. Ultimate goal is definitely to get my pro card, but I am in the process of also establishing a health coaching business. So I'm in the process of making that happen for 2016. I talk about it all the time. So I am jumping and I am making that happen in 2016. So check me out on Key to Be Fit.
Boom. Love it. Perfect. Nice way to end Friday
Yep.
night. We out.
We out. My passion for fitness started in 2008. Boy, does time fly. When I joined Ultimate CrossFit in Charlotte, North Carolina. While joining CrossFit, I discovered what I like to call my inner athlete. I found myself wanting to be more competitive and push myself to the next level. Fast forward to 2013, I found myself in the middle of my yes year when I was yearning for something different, something new and impactful. That feeling, that urge, eventually led me to my pursuit of becoming a bodybuilder. The bodybuilding training pushed me harder and further than I could have ever imagined and led me to compete in my first show in June 2014. It was after my very first competition I realized I could take competing to another level. And really be an impact to other people following my journey and transformation through the sport. I eventually competed in 3 more regional shows, placing top 4 in my class, which allowed me to become nationally qualified and compete in my very first national show. It was during these competitions collectively, it confirmed my passion of not only wanting to change my life, but helping and inspiring others to find their inner athlete. I always find myself constantly talking about fitness, health and wellness, fitness tips, bodybuilding, to those close to me and even acquaintances. The more I talk about it, the more it excites me and the more that it solidifies my gifts in life. And that's not only